Each and every one of us has an unlimited inner wellspring of spiritual power. You have the ability to transform, create, and heal anything upon which you set your heart and mind. Join me, Sarah Hall, as we learn how to uplift all aspects of your life through spiritual empowerment. Enjoy weekly guided meditations, spiritual discussions on a multitude of topics, and a chance to call in to receive channeled messages from the angels on your spiritual journey. I'm Sarah Hall, and this is Through the Eyes of the Angels. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in today. You know, every month I meditate and tune into the angels to ask what they'd like to talk with you guys about on this show. And this month, very clearly, the angels communicated that they would like to teach us about the power of your beliefs. Your beliefs hold immense creative power. They exist at a very deep foundational level of your consciousness, where they determine the thoughts that you think, the feelings that you feel, and the experiences you attract, the reality that becomes your life. Beliefs really are everything when it comes to the law of attraction and manifestation. Now, if you're familiar with the law of attraction, you've probably heard the idea that thoughts determine your reality, or change your thoughts and you change your life. Well, according to the angels, an even more efficient way to shift what circumstances you attract in your life is to shift the very roots of your thoughts, what's beneath them. The roots of your thoughts are the beliefs that you hold about yourself and your reality. Often people have asked me why law of attraction doesn't seem to be fully working for them, or why they haven't been manifesting changes in the timing or the manner that they expect and intend. They've been trying everything, maybe from using affirmations daily to meditating to practicing mindfulness around their thinking. Well, if you're doing all of that, but it still isn't helping you get quite exactly to the goal that you had in mind, then it's time to explore the deeper underlying beliefs that you're holding on to subconsciously. I will say that yes, it is important to address the surface conscious level of the mind when you want to make a shift by practicing mindfulness around which thoughts and words you choose, or practicing positive affirmations. These things definitely do make a very big difference, but they won't matter if you have a deeper belief you're holding that contradicts all of those positive affirmations. So let's give an example. Let's say you're working on manifesting more abundance and financial stability in your life. You've been saying positive affirmations, meditating, praying, taking action, choosing positive thoughts about money. And maybe it's made some little differences here or there, but hasn't quite seemed to manifest the change you really, really want. Now, let's say that you came in for a coaching session with myself and the angels, and there you discovered that while holding on to all these positive affirmations about money, you are also holding on to a deeper belief that maybe money doesn't grow on trees, for example, or you have to work hard and struggle to earn money, or I'm just not good enough or talented enough to really succeed. You see, those deeper beliefs would be making a strong energetic impact on what you experience, feel, and attract in life. In this case, we'd set to work right away to heal those deeper beliefs. And when we eliminate and heal fear and limitation from our beliefs, we can manifest truly anything. Why is that? Well, because when your beliefs are aligned with a very pure and high understanding of Source, or in other words, when you align your beliefs with the simple truth of the divine, when you begin to emulate a state of being that is like God, you're emulating God. The simplest and purest of divine truths is love. And when you really begin to understand love and live from love, you learn that it is unlimited and it holds infinite potential. The more you explore and hold belief and understanding around this, the more and more closely your state of being will resemble a state of love, or rather a divine state. So believe and seek to hold understanding around the divine truth that you are an unlimited being, and you will experience this infinite aspect of your nature. If you can allow this simple belief in your infinite potential to become your strongest belief, such that it clears out and heals all contradicting ones, then you will master manifestation. And so healing fear-based beliefs is a big part of mastering the law of attraction. So let's go ahead and break that down into some steps. There's a whole process that you can go through to access and heal beliefs. Let's say that you're wanting to make a big change in your life. Maybe you want to work with the principles of the law of attraction to manifest a new, fulfilling life. The very first step I recommend taking is to examine the current beliefs that you're holding. How do you begin to do this? My advice is to set aside some time for journaling or contemplation. Allow your mind to grow quiet. Perhaps you can meditate for a few minutes to release distraction and get deeply aware and observant of your own consciousness. Next, ask yourself the question, what do I believe about the area of life that I want to change here? Write down everything that comes up in response. You might really be surprised at the things that you'll discover. You can also try phrasing the question towards yourself as, what do I feel about this area of life that I want to change? What do I feel? Write down all of your feelings and then trace those feelings right down to their roots. What beliefs are those feelings coming from? Again, write down everything that you get. You'll be surprised at what you discover about yourself. Okay, now step number 2 is then to take some time exploring the source of any of these past limited, negative, or fear-based beliefs. Now here I want to emphasize that you don't need to necessarily spend a ton of time and energy on this step. You see, some people spend decades in talk therapy on this step, pouring tons of money and energy into analyzing why they are the way they are. Yes, look at where your beliefs came from, but after that, there is no need to spend decades analyzing in order to heal it. All it takes in order to heal a fear-based belief is to forgive it and forgive its source. So for example, let's say that you're using law of attraction to manifest more abundance. You have identified that there was maybe an underlying belief that money doesn't grow on trees and that you have to work hard and struggle or suffer in order to earn money. Perhaps in asking yourself, why do I believe this? You remembered that your hardworking parents who held fears about money instilled their beliefs in you. Maybe they worked long hours in jobs that they resented and often voiced worries about not having enough. We don't need to overanalyze your parents in this situation. It is more important, more productive to simply accept them and forgive them. If you're having trouble fully forgiving them or fully purging out old hurt or anger towards them, then try walking a mile in their shoes. Try seeing life from their perspective. This will help you develop natural compassion for their experiences. With compassion, we neutralize strong attachments to unforgiveness that really we're just holding on to because we think that unforgiveness or anger is somehow protecting us. Compassion helps us to disarm anger and resistance to forgiveness so that we can truly forgive. And forgiveness, of course, is the golden master key to all healing. That's the most important part of this step. So then step number 3 is to replace the previous limited belief with the truth. So, for example, if you believed previously that you had to struggle in order to earn money, then forgive it and replace that belief with the truth that the universe is all providing unlimited prosperity, for example, or abundant financial support flows to me freely, or I attract money easily doing what I love. I believe this because I am an unlimited being. There are no limits or conditions upon what you are able to attract, achieve, and experience in all areas, including in this example, your personal wealth. So inject that into your beliefs, and you're also injecting truth. As you're looking to spiritual truth to inject into your belief system, it is helpful to go back to the simple principle that you are a being of unlimited potential. Therefore, allow your new belief system to reflect this, going back to that simple cornerstone of truth. You can also empower your beliefs with another simple cornerstone of truth by basing them in pure divine love. Teach yourself that the universe is made of love, and this is true. That you are a being of love, this is also true. And that to love yourself is to unlock your infinite potential. That you can and will attract love in all things everywhere you go. Hearkening back to infinite love and infinite creative potential sets your beliefs into a state that allows you to attract powerful understanding and wisdom of the spiritual reality of the universe. So now, since we're on the topic of healing, I'd like to share that in my work as a spiritual coach and angel channeler over the past 10 years, I have learned many times that beliefs hold all the power when it comes to personal healing. Whether you need to heal something that is physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, your beliefs hold the power to accomplish the healing for you. In fact, one perfect example of this is the placebo effect, right? So a placebo is a substance or a treatment that has no active therapeutic effect. A common example of a placebo include like an inert tablet where someone is taking a pill that they think will cure them, but in reality it's just sugar or something like that, or an inert injection or a fake medical procedure of some kind. The placebo effect is a beneficial effect produced by the placebo drug or treatment that cannot be attributed to the properties of that placebo itself. So the patients who are cured of their condition while taking a placebo are cured simply because of their belief in the treatment. Amazing, isn't it? You see, beliefs also play a really powerful role in developing the physical ailments or emotional or mental conditions that we want to heal. They are a big part of causing them in the first place. Now, this is not to minimize or write off the experiences of someone who might be having an issue. So let's say someone has chronic depression and that depression displays all of the physical and emotional symptoms, and that this person is maybe genetically predisposed to having this kind of depression because their ancestors had it too. We would never, ever blame that person for having faulty beliefs or make them feel guilty or write off their genetic coding and chalk it up to something that seems smaller or less significant than it is. Don't do that to yourself. In healing something, it is important to find a healthy balance between validating the way that you're feeling and why, and working to not over-identify as a victim of your conditions so as to disempower yourself and your ability to heal. Even in the case of the person who is genetically predisposed to the depression, for example, oftentimes that person's genetics are actually the result of an ancestor who experienced traumas that influenced their beliefs and mental state or physical state, and then they passed it on to their descendants. There's a whole approach to spiritual healing in which we heal our ancestral lineage, which will definitely be a whole other topic on its own on this show someday. But for now, see that any ancestral beliefs or memories that you inherited might be asking for your particular soul's healing efforts and attentions. With a genetic predisposition to depression, for example, certain beliefs you hold might really trigger that state of depression to come out more readily than in someone else. But if you change your beliefs or choose beliefs that transcend the state of depression, you rewrite your genetic coding and heal. In my own life, I have experienced just this. I'm genetically predisposed to depression, bipolar disorder, alcoholism, and addiction in my family lineage. I even experienced an extreme stint of depression as a young adult, and I overcame it completely by shifting my beliefs, my choices, and my thinking without the aid of medications or doctors in my case, simply because that was not the path that I agreed with, that was meant for me. And I've been enjoying more than a decade of beautiful emotional balance, happiness, fulfillment, and health as a result. So shifting your beliefs really, really works. Now, as you approach any personal healing goals that you have, explore what beliefs may be attached to your current state of unwellness. What I've learned as a healer throughout the years is that when we often hold negative beliefs, we are storing them within our chakras or our energy centers, as well as within different parts of the physical body. So, therefore, chakra clearing work as well as physical therapies such as yoga or something of the like can help us access and release stored negative beliefs. Receiving or learning even to do energy work yourself can be very, very helpful in approaching this kind of healing. For example, let's say that your goal is to heal a lack of self-love. In scanning your chakras, we might see that you've stored energy around this state of being in your heart chakra and solar plexus. As we look deeper into the solar plexus chakra, for example, which is the energy center in your belly region that governs your sense of control and power in life, we might see that there are energies of disempowerment that go along with your feelings of low self-esteem. Going even deeper, there's going to be a belief at the root of that feeling, that state of being. Perhaps we might find deep in the solar plexus that you are carrying the belief that you're not good enough because you are always compared to someone else or shown very conditional examples of love by others in some area of life. As we clear out the belief of I'm not good enough or I'm not powerful, smart, popular, lovable, etc., then we've done perhaps the biggest part of the healing. We've made room for you to return back to your natural, God-given state of self-love and limitless empowerment and confidence. Another example that I'll share is in the case of a client and dear friend of mine who struggled with knee issues. So though she was somewhat young to be having chronic knee pain, there it was. So we decided to ask the knee pain why it was there and what it was trying to tell her. There were no physical injuries in her life that we could specifically point to where she had this issue. We decided to ask the knee pain why it was there. Her inner self was able to tell us that her knee pain was actually caused by a feeling of anxiety around supporting herself financially and emotionally in life. And then going even deeper, we learned that she was holding on to an old belief that she wouldn't be able to make it in the world as an adult. It turns out her parents worried about this a lot during her childhood and often told her things like, if you don't work hard and study, you won't make it in life. Or you'll never be able to support yourself if you don't change this or that characteristic about yourself. So she began the healing process. Well, about a week later, my client called me and told me that in her yoga class that week, she was finally able to bend her knees in one of the asanas or postures that she'd been struggling with for quite a while. And as she gently held the posture this time without feeling strain around her knees, she began to feel big waves of emotion purging out. She actually began crying in her yoga class as she released all the old feelings of being worried about self-supporting from the past. As she physically began to get into healing those needs, she also emotionally got into clearing the beliefs that were stored there. So it's really amazing, isn't it? Now, in this discussion, you might find yourself wondering, what is the spiritual purpose of all of this? Why, as a spiritual being, would I choose to enter into a human life in which my consciousness might become seemingly limited by false or fear-based beliefs? And why, then, are there so many differing beliefs among humankind? Beliefs that cause all kinds of disagreements and conflicts. Well, according to the angels, part of why many of us choose to incarnate into human lifetimes on planet Earth is the incredible value this experience offers to the evolution of the soul. A human lifetime is rife with contrasts and desires and conditions that cause us to crave and desire God and truth and love so powerfully that our lifetime amounts to a powerful and poignant reaching out for love with incredibly powerful force. In so doing, we often come to understand, embody, and share that love with others in a way that is bigger and more profound than it was before our lifetime. The value of the journey and the adventure here is that we do come in with a clear mental canvas in which we do not exactly remember the place we came from before this, who we are, or why we are here. And this is valuable to us because we are learning to rediscover our spiritual origin, be it in divine love or God or truth, in such a way that empowers us to know it, understand it, and embody it in a more expanded way. Being here with this spiritual amnesia is such an adventure, and it really causes us to want things a lot. One of the strongest experiences of the human condition, we could say, perhaps, is to desire. Very universal. We seem to be desiring all the time. And once we get what we desire, we want something else. What we're really desiring with every want we have is God, is to sit at the seat of consciousness that is our true unified self. So whether you want sex or money or food or a home or love, it all translates to the desire for God, the force behind all life. Desiring is an act of expansion at the level of the soul. And your beliefs play a very powerful role in this. Your beliefs determine the manner in which you expand during this life. They color your relationship with desire and determine whether you'll find peace and happiness in life or not. Also, beliefs are, for the most part, meant to evolve, change, and refine over your lifetime. This, too, is part of the journey, the expansion. You understand things differently now than you probably did as a child. Perhaps you believe differently now than the way that you were taught to believe in your family or in your society. All of this journeying through consciousness and belief shapes the soul. This world of bountiful, varying contrasts, it aids in the expansion of the soul. Therefore, it is purposeful to see many varying contrasts in belief among the human collective. Differences of belief enable different achievements at the level of being, and they serve us in our varying inner goals, spiritual goals. I'd like to share some words that I channeled from Archangel Zadkiel. This is actually an excerpt from my April newsletter, which I sent out to those of you guys who are on my mailing list. So Zadkiel communicated, Each soul attracts the belief system in which she or he was raised. Each soul chooses to respond to and evolve these belief systems according to what best serves his or her growth. Is it therefore not obvious that there is no such thing as a right or wrong belief system? No matter from which window you choose to gaze, you are each looking at the same moon. Thank you, Archangel Zadkiel, for that. And so it is important to respect varying beliefs because everyone is on a different part of the human journey. Perhaps a belief someone else is holding that you might see as erroneous are exactly the pressure and catalyst that that person needs at a soul level in order to grow and to reach a greater state of love. This is true even if those beliefs might seem destructive. For example, let's say someone believes that a calorie is a calorie and it doesn't matter how much junk food you eat so long as you're eating food. Since this person believes that the kinds of food that they eat won't affect them, their body will probably do its very, very best balancing act in supporting this person's lifestyle, trying to keep you going. However, perhaps on this person's path, their belief will lead them to an experience of lack of health somewhere down the road. The lack of health will be the catalyst and pressure this person needs to expand their views about food and wellness so that they can change their state. All beliefs eventually lead you to God, no matter what route you take, no matter how far away from God, love, or truth you seem to be treading. Expansion is always occurring, and it functions according to certain universal laws. So for one, expansion occurs such that we're all headed in the same general direction, outward. And what we know about reality is that if you travel far enough in one direction, you'll end up right where you started. All of this expansion, therefore, has the power to lead us towards where we all started, in a state of oneness. Expansion then perhaps leads to contraction, just as an exhale leads to an inhale. It's all occurring very harmoniously. So remember this when you're faced with a disagreement in which someone believes very different than you do. Know that they've arrived at their current system of belief for a reason, and that at a soul level, they are learning something very important that will enable them to expand and to reach God in their own way. This contributes to the overall collective human expansion that we're all in together, that gives us the power to move closer and closer to a state of collective tolerance, love, and harmony on planet Earth. Choose to respond to contrasts in belief with understanding and with respect. This opens the doors to allow the other person to do the same thing too. Thus, then you're both learning and growing immensely through the experience. Mutual understanding. And this, according to the angels, is a very helpful approach to take when we think of cultural and political divide in the world. And I've got a lot of questions about this from you guys. There seems to be such a strange narrative going on, especially in American politics and political worldview, in which people are actually trying to feed the divide in our beliefs about what is going on in our society's reality. For example, if you subscribe to certain left or right views, you will likely get spammed with news stories, emails, and propaganda that largely supports what you already are biased to believe. In other words, the internet molds in your direction towards the things that you have already searched, expressed, clicked, or given your attention to, without letting you see the other side of the story or unbiased facts. The most important element of progress in this case is to expand belief through openness and understanding here. And then maybe to make room for love to lead the way in the future. The only way we begin to do that is through compassionately respecting others where they are in their current state of inner growth, even if we do not agree with them. Tolerance and allowing and compassion allow all our beliefs to move into union with spiritual truth more quickly and more efficiently, because tolerance, allowing, and compassion are aligned with love, and love is spiritual truth. Just return to love and you'll find the truth. That's really all we need to know. It's that simple. So, in the interest of weaving a little love and angelic healing into our minds to uplift our beliefs, let's do a little guided meditation together to make a little shift. So if you're in the right environment to do so, you can go ahead and sit back and relax, perhaps closing the eyes to give yourself a nice experience of the inner world, and taking in some nice long and deep healing breaths. Notice with every breath you take that your body is gently melting into the earth around you, into a state of complete relaxation. As the body rests, the mind opens. Every inhale that you take brings a fresh wave of stillness into your consciousness. And every exhale centers you into the present moment. As you continue to believe, so you shall be. Breathe and observe your current feelings and emotions. Notice all of the little feelings in your body, in your heart, in your mind. Simply notice them. Give yourself quiet space to observe and understand them. As you continue to observe, follow the messages your feelings are giving you down into a deep level of your psyche, feeling yourself sinking down into the light within your energy body. Deep within your energy body, you can see your chakra system, 7 rainbow glowing spheres swirling along your spinal column. Each of your feelings flow through these energy centers. And at their roots are your deepest beliefs. Take a moment to follow your most prominent current feeling into its roots and observe what it is that you believe in your heart of hearts. If you notice any beliefs that seem to be uncomfortable or based in any kind of fear, simply breathe around them. Breathe deeply, releasing attachment to the fear. Perfect non-judgment, simply observe. Noticing that the more that you observe, the more these beliefs become surrounded with cleansing and healing, divine white light. Allow this light to dissolve and clear away any of the fear and limitation of the past around your beliefs. Noticing that the deeper you breathe this light into your psyche, the more love is injected into your belief system. Allow the light to become powerful love that surrounds every particle of feeling within your consciousness, every thought form. The love and the light uplifts your perspective, showing you interconnectedness in all the areas of your life. See the ways in which one belief, now imbued with love, flows into all areas of life. Supporting you with greater and greater love. The love within your perspective now allows you to see the interconnectedness among all life forms on this planet and out in the universe. See the light of love flowing to encompass all things, and simply observe. With your next deep, healing breath, repeat the following affirmation with your inner spiritual voice. I am love. I am a being of infinite potential. I am love. Feel and see as the divine light of this beautiful spiritual love now weaves a healing cocoon around your being from head to toe. You feel safe, secure, and uplifted in a very peaceful state of being as you rest within this cocoon of love. Allow this space of beautiful safety and peace to fill your beliefs with divine truth, now and always. With your next deep healing breath, allow the light of that love to flow right down your spine, bringing it down into your feet. Breathe and exhale through the feet, noticing your energy grounding beautifully. And we'll take just one more deep breath in this manner. Inhale, beautiful light. And exhale it down the spine, down the feet, out into the earth. And with your next breath, you can gently begin to open your eyes and shift right back into the room and physical surroundings that you are in, gently returning to your everyday consciousness. Beautiful. Thank you so much for that, you guys. The energy that we shared felt very, very good, so I thank you for sharing in it. So now is our time to call in if you'd like to receive an angel reading. So the number that you can call in at is 240-979-6366. Again, that's 240-979-6366. You can also text your reading request to that number or leave a voicemail if you don't get through. And we're also accepting reading requests and questions in the chat room at bringmetolife.com. So that's BRINGME, the number 2, LIFE.com, where you'll see the little chat bubble that you can click. And today I'm going to work with a couple of new Oracle card decks. I've got the Archetype cards by Caroline Myss and the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. These are both really fun, beautiful decks to work with. And we'll start by just pulling a couple of cards to get a general reading for everyone who is listening. And know that even if you're listening on rebroadcast, that this has to do with you. This is a reading that is giving you guidance that will hopefully answer your intentions today. So I'm doing a little mix. I pulled one card from our Archetype cards and then two from our Energy Oracle cards. Our first card is the Priest card, the Archetype of the Priest. So this is actually a really interesting card. This is a card that represents that you are now entering into a phase of life or a state of being that is facilitating spiritual openness, spiritual clarity. You're becoming a channel of spiritual energy. So this means that there might be an opening of spiritual gifts, intuition is developing, and that spirituality is the answer to the situation that you have most near and dear to your heart right now. The second card is the Magician and the Mirror. This is beautiful. So the Magician is always a symbol that you are highly powerful. You are highly powerful and you have the ability to manifest through spiritual means the changes that you would like to see. The Mirror aspect of this card represents looking into yourself. And I think that that's actually such a synchronicity, you guys, because we were just talking about doing that, talking about examining our beliefs deep inside through the mirror so that we can shift and uplift our ability to manifest. So the Magician in the Mirror tells you that you have the power to manifest changes that you're looking for. The final card is the Goddess of the Moon card. Beautiful. So this is yet another really strong card about intuition. mystical, spiritual knowingness, receiving visions, dreams, signs from your angels, and so forth. The goddess of the moon also is attributed to emotions. So it tells us that if we're on a path of manifesting, like we see here with the magician, that it's important to tune into what your emotions are. And if you can emulate an emotional state that vibrationally aligns with that which you want to manifest, then your emotions will help to really, really set a powerful precedent. So that's a great theme to have us start off with today. And it looks like we have our first caller on. Maya, thank you so much for calling. You are on the air. And what is your question for today?
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here with you. I've heard such wonderful things about you, but this is my first time ever interacting with you. And I feel like I had a sign from the angels last night to kind of get in touch with you today. And I got through to speaking to you. And I don't know what my question would be right now, mostly about relationships and health, personal health.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Maya, so much for calling in. I'm so glad you listened to your guidance. I think that always just works in a very synchronistic, mystical way. So I'm going to turn over some cards that I've just now pulled for you to see what the angels want to say. And your first card, ooh, this is cool. So from the archetype stack, you have the archetype of the rebel as the first card that showed up. So this is actually a really good card to get because it's a card that is challenging you to take maybe a different look at your life than, maybe the beaten path. Also in your relationships too, the angels are saying that it's time for you to break the mold around old patterns in old relationships, especially if any of those old patterns have been lingering, or you might see that they have elements that remind you of relationships that you observed a lot throughout your lifetime. So for example, relationship patterns that you saw with your parents, and those kinds of things, any limitations from the past, those are really, really releasing, changing. We're kind of rejecting the old system and you're going on to something that is brand new so that you can more highly serve your inner needs in the realm of your relationships. The angels are also saying that they have a little bit to say about health about this too, actually. They're saying that you are also meant to take a very, very new path when it comes to your approach around health. And actually, they're saying radical changes around a lifestyle of wellness. And they keep pointing to, I'm seeing rainbows of fruits and vegetables, plants. They're saying natural medicine, naturopathic remedies, and again, exploring food as a major way to uplift and to bring changes. Also for you, they're showing us that increased hydration seems to be bringing a lot of support. So let's see our other cards and see what else they have to say. Oh, so interesting. Okay, the next two, I'm glad they talked about health for a little bit because the next two cards are all about romance and relationships. The next card is the man holding a heart card, man holding the heart. So this represents someone in your life who is holding your heart, someone who is the ruler of your heart, someone whom you love very, very deeply. What your angels and guides are telling you actually is that it appears that you have a soulmate relationship or a very purposeful relationship that's been in your life, that it's worth it to take a second glance at because it looks as if this person is someone with whom you've held spiritual karma or have maybe even shared past life experiences because the two of you have a contract to heal something together, to teach each other a lesson. So
that makes so much sense.
Good. Yes. So listen to the chemistry. Listen to the big chemistry you get. It's all purposeful at this time. Mm-hmm. And then the last card that we have, I love this, is the Door to Romance card, the Door to Romance. So this is amazing because it represents usually like when we're seeing the key to your heart, unlocking your heart and opening all kinds of opportunities for renewed intimacy, love, and a lot of success and happiness around your romantic life. So that feels as if it's one of the big changes that is coming up on the horizon, that we're seeing a lot of growth coming in there. And the angels are saying that you're getting ready. They're saying buckle your seatbelt to learn a lot about who you are and what you want out of life. It might be a little bit different than you might have thought before on the surface of things. But the soulmate will be really, really helpful in all of that self-discovery. Cool. So any questions, thoughts about that so far?
It's right on the money. It all makes sense. I mean, especially with the relationship that I'm in now. I've been questioning that, and I've always felt like we've had.
Oops, I think we might have lost Maya for a second. I don't know if we'll be able to get her back on. We'll check in with. Yeah, I think our call might have dropped for Maya. I'm so sorry, dear Maya, but I'll just say that I'm so glad that the cards resonated for you with that. And just to give you a final message, Maya, from your angels, since you can tune right back in and listen to this, you have Archangel Chamuel, who is really watching over your relationship right now. And Chamuel is the angel of love. He's inviting you to really call upon him in this relationship. And again, look at the underlying spiritual meaning that is here. The two of you have signed up to do quite a lot together. And this is going to be a beautiful, very soul-shaping ride ahead. So thank you again so much, Maya, for calling in. We love you. So it looks like we have some chat requests as well from the chat room for readings. Michelle is our first request. So Michelle, I'm feeling guided for you just to pull a couple of cards from the Energy Oracle deck. And Michelle hasn't asked for any specific questions. She's just looking for something general, it looks like. So I will pull these 3 cards for her. And turning over the first card for Michelle. Ooh, this is so interesting. You got the Goddess of the Moon card too, Michelle. That's amazing. So this is a card that represents that your spiritual gifts are really opening. And ooh, your angels are giving a really strong message about this. They're telling you that with your spiritual gifts opening right now, your sensitivity emotionally and physically is really amping up. So if you've been feeling like you've been sometimes on a little bit of an emotional roller coaster ride, or have just been sensitive to foods or environments or things that you never were before, know that this is part of your opening of spiritual gifts. It's actually even an answer to prayers. It's helping you to open your heart, your life a little bit more, and to go with it. It's a gift. And even if it's a little bit difficult right now to deal with all the sensitivity, you'll be adjusting to it beautifully. Your second card, oh my gosh, it's perfect. It's going right along with this message. It's the Walking Away card, walking away. So this card says that in the areas where you're noticing a lot of discomfort around your extra heightened sensitivity, that it is time to walk away from situations that aren't serving you, or that repeatedly kind of cause this sense of discomfort and conflict in your life. The reason why is because the old energies of old relationships, environments, and patterns that used to work out aren't serving you anymore. Those vibrations and energies now clash with the new high light-filled vibration that you're entering into. So it's safe to walk away from those things and trust that the universe provides all of the right supportive new things that you need. And your final card is the Happy Family card. This is so perfect. These cards are so the perfect storyboard going one from the next, because happy family represents that you're being provided relationships that will really, really resonate with where you want to be, again, on your renewed spiritual path, with your heightening sensitivity, and with the new values that are emerging in your soul as a result, in your heart and soul. So know that the angels are helping to deliver the perfect people into your life. You are finding your tribe, my dear. So thank you, Michelle, for your reading request. All right, let's go ahead and see who wants to get another reading. We've got a lot of texts and requests in the chat. So let's go to Estefania. Estefania has requested that she has a reading about a situation in her life. She said that she loves someone, but she's not quite sure if she should say something to them or if she should wait. So, ooh, that's a juicy one, Estefania. Thank you for this question. Let's tune into the situation and see what we get. Tuning into you, we definitely feel the chemistry of this relationship, and it feels like it's an important, very beautiful chemistry. Your angels are also saying that actually learning to speak up and to take some action based on what you feel is worth it. in this case. I'm getting a feeling that that actually serves a purpose because it's teaching you a lesson. It's teaching you to step into your power and to use your voice and to speak your truth a little bit more, a lot of confidence around that. So let's go ahead and turn over our cards and see what they have to say. Oh gosh. So, okay, the first card is showing us the feelings of the past, which is this is so perfect. It's the indecision card. So that definitely represents the part of you that's kind of going back and forth between, should I speak up? Should I do something or should I not? The angels are honoring and validating the fact that, yes, they recognize that you're going through that experience and they would like to help you. One of the ways that they're helping you is by just kind of taking it very gently, very simply, and very slowly as you reach out and communicate with this person where you feel this love. The second card is really affirming this for us because you have the fourth chakra card, which is your heart chakra, with Archangel Raphael, the Archangel Raphael heart chakra card. So this is all about love. Yay! This is giving you the guidance to open your heart, to speak from your heart. So in order to bond with this person, just show kindness. Show kindness. Show your caring nature. Your angels are also saying that even if you're not ready to like bluntly speak it out in specific words yet with regard to love, you can show that you love this person through actions, through kindness. And that actually sometimes speaks much louder and reaches the heart more powerfully. Also, Archangel Raphael is adding to call on him. Archangel Raphael, you guys, is a healing angel, but he loves to dabble in romance. He pops up all the time and just gets giddy happy to guide us through our love relationship. So definitely call on him and he'll help to open the hearts of all involved. Now, the final card for you, Estefania, is the second chakra card with Archangel Ariel. So this is amazing. The second chakra is our chakra that governs our sexuality and our desire. Second chakra is sacral chakra. So this is a card that says that yes, there is desire here and there is chemistry on both sides of the relationship, but we may need to really, really honor sensitivities and allow the heart and the emotions to blossom and to learn a little bit more about how you relate to each other emotionally before we see the desire part coming out a little bit more strongly as you express it and that kind of thing. But gosh, it'll be tangible right off the bat. I really, really feel that. And by the way, too, Archangel Ariel is the angel of assertiveness and courage. So she will help you with speaking up assertively and to say just the right things. It is safe for you to speak up. And again, it is part of your soul purpose right now to be learning the lesson about using your voice, asserting who you are in the world, and claiming, asking for what you really want. Live honestly, live in that truth. That's a big, beautiful spiritual lesson at this time. Thank you for your request. Okay, so let's go ahead and see who else. We've got lots of people in the chat. Okay, so let's go to D next. D is requesting advice on relationship problem solving, and she also wants to look into timing for career change. So let's go ahead and check into the relationship stuff first, since, oh my gosh, you guys, that's been such a theme today. And I always love how that works. The angels seem to orchestrate in people who got the same kinds of themes in their questions. That way, it's a lesson to everybody who's listening, no matter when you're listening, to give you a relevant message about what's going on in your life right now. So let's tune into your relationship situation, D. And as we're looking at this, the first thing that I'm getting, I'm feeling the presence of the other person in the relationship being a bit in a kind of a stubborn state of mind for now, almost as if I'm getting a sense from them that they're going, I don't want to change, or I'm not ready to change, and I don't want to look at what's, causing or inviting change. I'm comfortable where I am. I want to stay in my comfort zone, kind of thing. With this, the angels are saying that gentleness is a really, really good policy in helping both of you to move forward and to maybe make some positive changes, because it does look that some positive changes could come about by actually deepening your commitment, doing something to make the commitment go more strongly. It's interesting. The angels are saying that commitment isn't something that you just, sort of wear over, the roof of your head like a house or something like that. It's not just something that you inhabit that's already been established. It's like a living, breathing thing that you're feeding every day. It's like a child that you have to feed and relate to all the time. So it feels like a little upgrade in the realm of commitment. How you're actively committing in this relationship will help. And again, a very communicative, but very gentle communicative approach really helps this. Let's turn over your cards and see what we get for this. Beautiful. Okay, so the first card is the Happy Family card. This is a card that's really, really giving you the theme, the sign that you're in the right relationship, or that this relationship has so much potential and power to become a family connection, a strong, deep-rooted attachment of trust and real support. So trust that it has those characteristics in it more deeply already, and build upon those things. Even if there have been some issues, some disagreements, you can move past those spheres together with gentle coaxing, gentle communication, and healing this. Do the work. Second card is Blossoming Abundance. This is so cool because the angels are showing us that this actually is answering both your questions at once. It's talking a little bit about the career change idea and the relationship thing. So first, with the relationship stuff, the angels want you to know that the idea of blossoming abundance, that abundance, finances, and career support and career direction are actually playing a role in affecting your current relationship right now. So give plenty of patience to this relationship and the way that the relationship grows, based on the fact that it feels like both of you at this time have a real strong need, value, and importance around career changes, career shaping, and meeting new goals. And actually, you both look like you have the power to be pretty good support systems for one another as you make career changes. So that's a really good thing. And once more of your abundance, your finances grow and change with your careers, this helps the relationship a lot. It really helps both of you get more decisive about where things head. The final card is the Journey card. So the Journey card tells you that, yes, you are getting ready for a big change, and that, yes, actually, I kind of am getting the feeling that right now would be good to start to plant seeds around your career. The angels are saying gradual changes as well. So where sometimes we're really guided to like jump and quit our job and go do something else immediately, turn it around in one day, other times we're guided towards gradual changes, and that's what the angels are giving you. In fact, I pulled just one additional card around your career, and it's the Queen card from the Archetypes card, which represents leadership, really strong leadership, benevolent authority, and being your own inner authority with regard to changing your career. I'm getting a strong feeling that actually you have the power to be far more in a leadership position in your career, that you could be independently leading where your career goes, maybe even working for yourself. I feel that you've got the attributes to kind of do that. But for now, just sow those seeds nice and slowly, nice and gently. Take the baby steps. So thank you, Dee, for your request. Let's go back and see what else we have. Okay. It looks like we have just one more caller who is on the line. So let's go ahead and see. Caller, you're on the line. Thank you so much for calling in. What is your name and where are you calling from today?
Hello, this is Ashton. And it's so good to hear your voice and be a part. And I'm calling in from Clio, Michigan.
Yay! Hi, Ashton. It's awesome to talk
Hello.
with you. Yay! So, what is your question for today or request?
Well, my intuition says to just ask for a general reading.
Sweet. Okay, so I feel really guided to go towards these archetype cards for you, because right away the angels are saying empowerment, that there are a lot of changes that are coming into fruition right now where you're manifesting things that maybe it looks like we've been gearing up for many years, that you've been putting a lot of work towards for a little while now in your life. And that's definitely really, really good. You're reaping benefits at this time in your life. So the first card that we see around this empowerment is the archetype of the engineer. So this is awesome because the engineer represents somebody with a real power to put their creative energy and ideas into practical use and practical expression. So you've got a real talent, and your angels are showing us that it's time to really focus on all of the practical, detail, logical kinds of things to support the big ideas. And that really, really helps. Then your second card from the archetype cards is the Don Juan card, which is sort of like that character of the seductor, or the really seductive kind of personality, the person who people are drawn to. It's attractiveness, essentially. This puts a spotlight on the fact that you have the ability to draw people to you, to your ideas, towards your talents, towards your power, towards what you do. Draw on your personality as a big part to make the big connections in your life right now. So it's both the anchor, where we get all that, I'm structuring things through my organization and how to implement the ideas, and the kind of personality, character, and spirit behind it, which says I'm charming and I can attract people to me with charm and entertaining them, lifting them up, kind of thing. Oh my gosh, this is such a synchronicity. But the card that I picked, final card from the final deck, is the strategy card. Totally different deck, and you got another card that's all about, again, the strategy, how to organize it, and that kind of thing, how to forge the details of your path. So definitely make that one of your biggest focuses. Your angels are saying journaling and writing ideas down, or writing goals down, will be a really, really big way of making that work. So yes, any other questions or thoughts, Ashton?
Oh man, that's so perfect. Right in front of me. That was so good, and I think to process, so that's more than enough. I can't thank you enough.
Yay, thank you. Thank you so much for calling in. It was great to connect with you.
Honored always.
Thank you. Okay, guys. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how much the time has flown by. We have so many other requests that came in, but you know what? How about this? I promise next time we'll leave just a little bit more time so that we can talk with you guys a little bit longer at the end, because I love connecting with you guys. I love doing our readings. So thank you so much, everyone who called in, everyone who's listening. Know that I'm praying for all of you in the chat who have requested readings. Remember that I will be live every month on the Bring Me to Life Network, bringing you spiritual discussions and angel messages. And you can mark your calendars for Thursday, May 17th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern for our next show on ancestral healing. Yay! All of the podcasts will be recorded and are available to listen to on iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, and at Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. And on the app for Android, Stitcher. That's Stitcher. I'll be posting the YouTube links for the podcast on my social media pages if you'd like to listen in again or share with a friend. And you can connect with me on Facebook at facebook.com/SarahHall1111, or follow me on Twitter at SarahPhim444. That's SERAPHIM 444. Or follow me on Instagram at SarahHall444. That's SarahHall 444. If you'd like to connect with me for a private reading or a spiritual coaching or healing session, you can visit my website at www.sarahhall.com. That's SarahHall.com. Stay tuned and follow the Bring Me to Life Network at bringmetolife.com. That's BRINGME2 life.com for more inspiring talk radio, music, and more. All of my love to all of you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.